Hey friends, I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you guys a little bit about Fine Arts, which is this amazing ministry tool that the Assemblies of God uses to discover, develop, and deploy the gifting that the Lord has put in our children. When I found out about it, I was blown away. I was so excited. I just found out last year. I went to the national conference for the first time. I was blown away by all the talent and specifically the fact that all these kids are working so hard all year to put acts together and bring them. And it's all for the glory of God. It's all Christian-based, Christ-centered art. I don't know how else to describe that, but it's incredible. I want to tell you guys about it. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. This is what the Fine Arts is. On their website, on the AG website, it says, Fine Arts is a discipleship tool of AG youth designed to help students discover, develop, and deploy their ministry gifts, inspiring students to use their God-given abilities in the local church, the community, and around the world in ministry and secular vocation. And so essentially, as a newbie, not knowing anything and just hearing the jargon and hearing people say fine arts, I'm like, what even is that? I would say, for someone who's never heard of it, it's basically a statewide competition. And then whoever wins gets to go to the national level. So there's a national level competition as well. And whoever gets amazing marks, top 10, they have different ways of saying high merit. There's opportunities to get scholarships to go to universities from the Assemblies of God. So it all has like big prizes, I guess, like monetary in terms of scholarships, but also the fact that it's open for kids starting in 6th grade, going all the way through college, it gives the kids this vehicle and this place to, this like encouragement to be able to use their gifting and refine their gifting and put something together and then submit it. And then even if you don't win necessarily, like you get to go, you get to spend time with your friends. I was talking to a guy, and this is a total God thing because I had just heard about Fine Arts. My daughter is in 7th grade this year, going into 7th grade next year. She's in 6th grade this year. So this would have been the first year that she could participate. And we're so excited because she's jumping in. But I had just heard about it. I didn't really know what it was. I was like, well, what is it? And we just built a house. And the people who came to install our solar panels happened to be Christian, and the gentleman was talking to us, and then he just happened to mention Fine Arts, and I was like, oh yeah, we just heard about it. We don't know what it is. And he started telling us, he's like, oh my goodness, we love Fine Arts so much. So he was saying that he had like 2 or 3 teenagers at home during COVID, and when everything shut down and was like hard for the kids and depressing, like they didn't get to see their kids and stuff, like Fine Arts was the vehicle that God used to have their kids stay in church, stay connected, have a reason and like a drive to go and like get together with other godly teenagers. And then his son just wowed him. Like he was explaining how at the end of the season, their church had a big like exhibition of all the kids' work that they put together, and he went and got to sit and watch his son, and he couldn't even believe that was his own kid up there, because he said that his son was a little introverted and a little shy, and then he got around these kids and they put this dramatized thing. It's like an evangelical, it's hard to explain. It's called human video, and the kids get together and they like pantomime these songs that they put together. It's very, very dramatic. I will send you, or down in the description or wherever in the comments somewhere, I will put some links to some videos so you can see what I'm talking about, because people kept saying human video to me, and I was like, I have no frame of reference for what that even is. And then just seeing it, so the guy was like, yeah, my kid did human video and it was incredible and I loved it so much, and I just couldn't even believe that was my kid up there, like being so like serious for God's things. And so I was like, okay, so maybe I'm gonna look into this Fine Arts. Like this all sounds good. So I started researching, I found videos online, watching, and the more I dug into it, the deeper I went into it, I realized, my goodness, this is so rich. It's so rich. They have so many categories. And let me just read you some of them because it's incredible. It's incredible. So I will also link this document, or maybe I can just post pictures of, just because it's a lot of information. So it's like drinking out of a fire hose. But here are the categories. There's a communication division, and there's ASL, there's children's lessons, promotional videos, puppetries, short films, short sermons, spoken word. In the dance division, there's step, hip hop, worship dance. In writing, you can write a chapter book, children's literature, a first person essay, fiction, a mini saga. You can submit poetry. Under drama, there's drama ensemble, dramatized quoting, which I need to look into. That sounds really interesting. The human video, which I was just explaining, it's so wild. I'll put a link down below for the sample of what that looks like. It's insane. Musical theater, readers theater, and stand-up comedy. Oh my gosh, stand-up comedy. So last year we went to the national conference for the first time to just like drink it all in and see what it was about. The stand-up comedy was so good. I mean, the confidence of these kids to get up there in front of a room of complete strangers and just like be goofy, be silly, sit, and just like the creativity. I was so blown away, and they were hilarious. Under the art division, there's graphic design, photography. There's 3 different levels of photography. You can do digital, film, or mobile. So they do separate those out, which I think gives more kids the opportunity to compete in like a fair way. There's t-shirt design, visual art, 3D and 2D. And then fiber art, which I thought was funny. I was like, fiber art? Like, what are people even going to do? The kids were so creative. Like kids who like crochet and do knitting. There was one that somebody had made like the creation, and they had crocheted like, you know, those crocheted animals that are like popular now. They had crocheted like the planet Earth, and then like the other planets around it. It was incredible. And like this, so that's considered fiber art. Under exhibition, you can submit for a music production. Under instrumental, you can do a bass solo, brass, guitar, instrumental ensemble, either contemporary or traditional, instrumental solo, percussion ensemble, that's traditional, percussion solo, that's traditional, percussion that's unconventional. So there was groups when we went to nationals, and we saw these kids with this crazy setup with like buckets and like crazy things. That was the unconventional percussion, and that was so cool. Like think of like Blue Man Group, you know, like, so it's encouraging kids to think outside the box and do these like very creative things with their gifting. There's piano solo, piano classical, string solo, and woodwind solo. And then under vocal, there's choir, Christian band, rap group, rap solo, songwriting, vocal ensembles, vocal solos, males, females. There's Spanish, worship leading, and then also worship team. And then there's 2, either small or large. So there's so many opportunities. So if your child has like any gifting in the arts, and like all kids are creative, they all have something in them, right? So whether it's some, like, you know, I'm more of an introvert, so I'm a graphic designer, and I like to make my art quietly in my quiet space and nobody look at me. And then like, it's perfect because if you're an artist and you do visual and you're not the kind of person that wants to go and stand up in front of a crowd of people, that's fine. You can still submit your artwork, and that's the beauty of it. So whether your child is visually, like visual arts oriented, or they're more musical, whether it's like contemporary music or classical music, whether they have a calling from the Lord to be a pastor. Like how amazing that we're giving kids the opportunity to write a short sermon. It has to be like 5 minutes or less, a short sermon, and then deliver it to a group of people. Like when else would they have that opportunity as children to have a captive audience? And it's just so incredible. So just with all of these options, I mean, the dance, the worship dance, hip hop, it's just so amazing. And I do feel like there's something for everybody. So I want to encourage all the parents to get their kids, talk to them, ask them, you know, if they would want to participate in something like this. I'll post a link of some of the things below so you can see what the fine arts competition looked like when we went. So the first step is to do states. So we would need to register early in the year to go to the state competition. And then that one is in March, and it's over 2 days in Columbia, South Carolina. Each state has their own. And then whoever does really well gets invited to the national festival is what they call it. They don't call it a competition. It's a festival. And it also goes together with a youth conference. And the conference speakers are always phenomenal, speaking right to the kids in a way that they understand. So this year, I believe it's going to be in Ohio, and it's in July, like late in July. I want to say like in the 20s. I'll post that information below also. But that one I think is over 3 or 4 days, I want to say. And it includes going to the conference. So we would go, we would get like, stay somewhere all together, and then do some fun things as a group, but then also go and participate and support the kids that are going to perform, and then also be there in the evenings for all of the different conference speaking parts of it. And then the last day of the national conference, they invite the top 10 kids, so like national level best kids, to perform. And then that's like the celebration service, and then and then you get to see like the top talent in person, and it's mind-blowing. It's something that I honestly wish that had been available when I was younger, and I'm just so excited that our kids get to participate in it. So if you want more information, if you want to get involved, if you want your kids to be a part of it, reach out to me, and then I can give you more information and plug you in if you're local here in South Carolina, or if you elsewhere, like, it's everywhere because it's Assemblies of God and it's on a national level. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I hope that your kids participate. And the most important thing to get out of it isn't that this is a competition, and I mean it is, and that like, I know you have like that desire of like, I want to win, and that's awesome. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is that the kids are getting driven to develop these giftings that the Lord has given them, and then they can get deployed, like once they graduate, once they go off to college or after college or whatever, to use those giftings for the Lord, whether that's in missions or in evangelism, sermons, or even just being part of a youth group and being able to go around and put on plays that are evangelical, that are telling people about Jesus, and just like working that muscle of getting out in front of people, putting something together, working with other people, and really important, being around other Christian kids and having that become like a really special part of their core group of friends and who they grow up with, which I know as parents, we love that for our kids, right? For them to be around good influences. So yeah, so that's fine arts. If you want more information, let me know. And just reach out to me, and I will try to get back to you, okay? Have a blessed day.